Welcome.
Welcome to the Hangout. So we're gonna do a mic check on the spot because I don't know if we did one or not. But hey, hello everyone, welcome to the Hangout. I'm your host Joshua Martin, and today we're gonna talk about a little bit what happened this past weekend with March Madness. Even though it's not March anymore, we're gonna talk about the Final Four. We're gonna be talking about the women's basketball championship game. We're gonna be talking about opening day as well for baseball, maybe hockey, maybe basketball, but we're just gonna go back to another sports talk, something casual for today. Because again, I didn't have anything lined up. But next week, I promise I will have something special for you. Next week, we are gonna be talking about tattoos, and then we do have a special guest coming on the show as well, intern Nicole Bailey as well. So for right now, we are going to be talking about what happened this past weekend in the sports world. So this past Saturday, well, if you want to go back to Friday, we technically had the women's Final Four going on between four great teams. I mean, we had Iowa going against the team that was supposed to win it all, South Carolina. And then Caitlin Clark, obviously that name has been passed around this past weekend. Caitlin Clark's the 22, the one that's blurred out. But what she did against this tournament has just been unreal, unbelievable. I mean, I think she was averaging 41 points a game. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And she got 41 points against the best team in the nation, South Carolina, who was supposed to win it all, go have an undefeated season, but she stopped it from that. And then LSU beat Virginia Tech to both to go to the championship game as well. And Angel Reese played a brilliant performance. You're going a little too fast with the pictures there, but a brilliant performance. Angel Reese, 24 points, 12 rebounds, 3 steals in the Final Four game. And then they meet up in the championship game, LSU versus Iowa. If we go back to the first image. And Caitlin Clark put on another unbelievable performance. But just fell short, and the officiating for that game was just horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. I mean, they were calling everything a call. Angel Reese did a pretty good performance. I mean, all of LSU did amazing. But again, it was just officiating the whole game that kind of took away the basketball playing, and everything had to go very soft. Everything was very soft after that. But still, unbelievable performances all around. Angel Reese got a double-double for the game. Caitlin Clark, she had 30 points. Oh my God, what is this? 30 points, 8 assists. Unbelievable performance by everyone on both sides. But the story of the game is definitely Jasmine Carson of LSU came off the bench and scored 22 points. You should have seen her in the first half of the game. She went 5 for 5 for the 3-point line, and that last shot going into halftime for LSU kind of, I don't want to say it sealed the deal, but that was it right there. That shot, that 3-pointer, banked it off the backboard going in, took a huge lead going into halftime, definitely helped out LSU Tigers. And the second half, Iowa had a chance. They were down by 9 at one point, coming back from a 17-point deficit. It would have been the largest comeback in NCAA tournament championship history for the women's. I think the largest was 15 at the time, and they had the chance, but LSU just ran away with it. And all of the foul troubles that Iowa had, they had 4 starters with 4 fouls. They had 1 girl foul out. You're going a little too fast there, Katie. But they had 1 girl that fouled out, one of the starters for Iowa, with I think a full quarter left to go. So foul trouble all around the team. But LSU won that game 102-85, and it was the first women's national championship win for the LSU Tigers. So congratulations to them on their victory. Woo, 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 woo. And then going on to the men's sides, now you can go to that Miami UConn game. I'm not going to talk about much this game because it was basically a complete blowout. Adam Sanogo played an absolutely unbelievable game that game. 21 points, 9-11 from the field goals. And he had a couple threes too. I mean, the way he shoots a three, no one guards him for whatever reason. I mean, I know he's a big guy. Maybe he's not the three-point specialist or anything like that, but no one's guarding him, and he's literally the slowest three-point shooter, just getting everything in a nice motion. And then they were up 9-0 to start the game. Three three-pointers in a row. It's just unbelievable start, and complete domination by the UConn Huskies over Miami Hurricanes. 72-59 victory. They will be meeting San Diego State into the championship, which was a sad game for FAU. So if you want to go to the next image, we'll talk about FAU and San Diego State for a little bit. And this game was unbelievable. I mean, FAU had it. They had it, bro. Up going to halftime, because for the men's, the women's, they play 4 quarters, 10 minutes each. The men's, they play 2 halves, 20 minutes each. Why is it like that? I don't know, but they were up 40-33. FAU was going into halftime. 40-33. They had a 7-point lead. Obviously, it wasn't when LSU had the 17-point the lead going into halftime, but still a good lead, 7 points. And then the second half, they just got a little sloppy. They outscored us 39-31 in the second half. San Diego did. FAU had some good players come out. Oh, God, I got to look up his name. Elijah Martin, I believe, is the star of FAU. He had 26 points, played unbelievable that game, 7 rebounds. He didn't have any assists at all, but still. And then Davis, he didn't show us his really second half performance, but FAU was a little sloppy in the second half. They were very sloppy in the second half, actually. And San Diego just kind of ran away with it. And then that last shot, they had a timeout to call. They didn't call the timeout. San Diego takes it all the way down the stretch. And then Lamont Butler shoots, buzzer beater, that shot right there. And they're up 72-71. And not much left to say. San Diego moves on. And that's what you get from watching March Madness. I mean, this tournament there's been a lot of craziness. First time for FAU to go in the Final Four. First time for Miami to go in the Final Four. First time a number 1 seed has not played in Final Four. So there has been a lot going on this past tournament. A lot of exciting games. I mean, we saw another 16 versus 1 go down. Purdue lost to, they were the 1 team losing to, I forgot what the 16U team was that they lost to, but we just saw a lot of unbelievable things happen for March Madness this season. So tonight we do have the championship game between UConn and San Diego at 9:20 tonight, 9:20 p.m. I'm definitely not staying up to watch that game. UConn is favored by 7 points for that game too, though. I have UConn winning that one as well. I don't think anyone's going to stop UConn now. I believe if FAU made it to the championship game, it would have been a close one, but for now, I got UConn stealing this one away. 7-point favorite. That sounds about right. They probably can win by 7 points over San Diego State. But I think what I'm going to do now, because I was talking a little bit too fast, I think I'm going to go to a commercial break. And then when we come back, we had opening day for baseball. So I'll talk about that and why the Phillies starting to suck again for the first half, because the bullpen is complete trash. Bryce Harper, we're not going to get back until May 3rd, May 6th, I think they said. Rhys Hoskins out for 6 to 8 months. I don't know what the Phillies are going to do. They lost a lot of key players. But I'm going to go to commercial break, and then I will be right back. So, peace out.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Now we're back to the Hangout with your host, Joshua Mott.
Yeller. Welcome back to the Hangout. I'm your host, Joshua Martin. I do have a little guest actually on the show right now because he's an FAU student because we're based in Boca Raton. So we have a lot of FAU interns in the house and we wanted to talk about the game for a little bit. So let's bring in our special Mayor Corley.
Hey, you know my last name too.
Yeah,
okay.
into the set.
Almost.
Ah!
Go Owls! But we lost. Yeah, so even this film student that doesn't have any attachment to basketball heard the news, and even my heart dropped. I was kind of invested in that game. FAU never made it that far. Like, FAU never did, and it was 71-72, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we should have had the game. Last time I checked up on it, we were like 9 points in the lead, and then we just dropped the ball. What happened there?
They were just very sloppy the second half, making passes that they should have made. They were trying a little bit too much as well, throwing it. Like the center would drive into the paint underneath the basket, and they would try to do like a lob pass, trying to like drive him in. When you have the lead going into a championship game, you don't make plays like that.
You play safe.
You play safe, you run the clock out. If you're up by a double-digit margin, you run the clock out, play safe, and just let the game flow as it should be, and not try to win the game when you're already up.
You know, if I was there, we would have won. I'm just going to say that.
Oh, that's what would happen?
Yeah. I'll send my headshots to the for next year's.
My buddy says it all the time. We will watch like Eagles versus Cowboys, okay? Because I'm an Eagles fan, he's a Cowboys fan. I say a Cowboys player drops a pass, he'll be like, "Bro, if I was out there, I would have definitely made that catch."
Yeah, I'm different.
He doesn't know.
I'm different.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, but I will say though is that the shockwave went throughout the entire school. Like everybody in the bars, the clubs, the home parties, the not tailgates, all went silent. It was like the most tragic event in the last 20 years. Yeah.
I mean, it was their first win in the NCAA tournament. It was their first win in the Sweet 16, first win in the Elite Eight, first win in the Final Four, but they didn't make it.
Man, look.
First time going to the Final Four, and they're up by the whole entire game. And then that last shot.
That last shot. It was straight out of Air Bud. Swear. And that's all I had to say for my little news report. Back to my film hole.
Okay. But we're going to talk about a little bit of baseball now, because there are some new rule changes that make the game a little bit more exciting. Way more exciting, actually. I wish... Okay, so obviously the big thing for Major League is having the pitch clock now. There's no one on base. The pitch clock is 15 seconds. The pitcher has 15 seconds to start his motion of, starting the pitch, whether it's lifting his leg up or starting his... Oh my God, I haven't pitched in so long. Just starting that first motion of pitching. That's when the clock stops, and that's when the pitcher can do his thing. But he has 15 seconds with no one on base to start that motion. With someone on base, he has 20 seconds. And then for the batter as well, he has 8 seconds to get in the batter's box. So if the batter doesn't get into the batter's box in 8 seconds, it's an automatic strike for the batter. If the pitcher doesn't start his motion in 15 seconds or 20 seconds with someone on base, then it's a ball for the batter. Now what this does, it does not change the game whatsoever at all. What it does, it kills dead air time of the game. Okay? So an average game is set 3 hours and 11 minutes. This was back in 2021. Okay? That has dropped down severely. I believe, I can't get this says the average was 2 hours and 44 minutes in 1985, but that's what our average is now with the pitch clock. Like I said, it's not cutting any baseball time out. What it's cutting out is just dead air time of the game, for we can watch more of baseball. It's cutting out pitchers walking around the mound freely, just trying to generate themselves whatever they're trying to do, calm themselves down. It's the batters hanging outside, just loosening up. You know, that's all it's doing really. And what it's going to do is it's going to put more pressure on the pitchers, and it's going to have the batters hopefully have a higher batting average at the same time as well too. Because when the pitcher has a little more stress on him, he wants to throw a strike, because if you throw a ball all game, it's not going to win you the game. You got to throw strikes to win a game. So what the pitcher is going to do, he's probably going to throw more generous strikes just to get it in there. And that's when the batter is going to be like, oh, okay, this is the one I want to hit. This is the one I want to crush out of the park. And we're going to see, like I said, the batting averages shoot up. We're probably going to see a lot more home runs this year. We're going to see a lot more action this year than in previous years. It's definitely not going to be a pitcher's game anymore. Hopefully it's going to come to the batters on offense. Not that, but actually play good defense as well too, because we don't have the shift anymore as well. So there always has to be 4 infielders on the right, or I take that back. There has to be 2 infielders on the right side of second base and 2 infielders on the left side of second base at all times now as well too. So there can't be, you know, like the shortstop playing where second is when a lefty's up or something like that. And I'm happy with this rule too as well too, because it makes it more exciting. Gives the batter an easier chance to not get out, just because if he's a lefty, or if he's just a heavy pull hitter. If he's just a pull hitter, just let the man be. You don't have to crowd that one area section where, I understand it's a smart decision of what to do, but I don't know. It kind of ruins the game a little bit, I think. Some other things that are going on. The base sizes have increased as well too. All 3 bases were increased to 18 inches square from 15. So what this means is batters are going to run around the bases quicker. What it also means is the first baseman can pick off the ball easier as well too, because he can stretch out a little bit longer, you know, because the bases are wider. But this also means too that stealing, we're going to see a lot more steals as well, because the distance between bases have gotten, I guess, 18, 15, I guess 6 inches shorter. There will be probably a lot more stealing this year as well too. And we only had our first 3-game series of the season so far, but I think we're going to see a lot more exciting things happen. Some people are still adapting to the new rules. I know they tried it out in spring break, but spring break isn't long enough. Now we actually got our 162-game season, so we'll see what happens there as well too. And last but not least, the schedule has changed as well too. If I can get that somewhere. All right, this is going to come off top of my noggin then. So for the scheduling, every team gets to play every team this year. And I don't understand why they wouldn't do that every single year when they have 162 games. They have the most games in a sports season. Hockey only has, I believe, 35 or 40 something. Basketball, I believe, has 82. Football has 17. So baseball has a ridiculous amount of games in a season. So I don't understand why it took them this long to finally get every team to play each other. And what this means as well is the division games have shrunken too. I believe, like the Phillies, they're not going to play the Marlins 15 3-game series, 15 series. I believe it's going to be 13 series between the divisional games as well now too. So that has shrunken as well, because there are some dominant teams in these divisions. I mean, you look at the division that the Phillies are in. We have to worry about the Mets. We have to worry about the Braves. I'm not so scared about the Nationals and the Marlins, but if I want to get into the wild card, I don't want to have to play these powerhouse teams all the time. It's going to be rough. And then you got another division like the Tampa Bay Rays, Yankees, Red Sox, who hopefully are a little bit better this year. That's another division hopefully they don't have to see less of each other. They can see other teams like the Tigers, like the Athletics, like the Marlins, like the Cubs, like these teams that they just help them out, boost them mentally, because they're a little bit easier to play against instead of playing against the Red Sox and Tampa Bay Rays all the time, you know. But what this also means is Miguel Cabrera, I think it's his last and final season. We're going to see him play against every single team. Shohei and Mike Trout, we're going to see them play against every single team. We're going to see Mike Trout go against the Yankees, go against the Dodgers, go against some of these best teams in the league, instead of going just against the Rangers, Astros, Athletics, and Mariners. We get to see him spread out his talents throughout the league. But like I said, we only had our first 3-game series of the season so far. Some teams started off hot, like the Rays, like the Twins, like the Rangers. I mean, they dominated against the Phillies. Last night it was a 2-1 game. It was a little closer, but this bullpen game, it was like 11-7. We lost one, and then 16-3. I believe we lost Saturday. It was a terrible game. Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola. Come on, guys. New York Mets had a hot start. I guess they had a 4-game series against the Marlins. But some teams to look out for are the usual suspects. The Padres, especially with Juan Soto now, he gets to start fresh with that team. He had the offseason with them. They still got Manny Machado. They still got Yu Darvish. They got plenty of talent there. LA Dodgers, they got rid of Trey Turner because he's with the Phillies now, but they still have a hot team. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, all those guys. St. Louis Cardinals, definitely a good team to look out for. In the National League East, it's like I said, it's a matchup. Mets, Braves, and Phillies. It's going to be between them 3. And I can't wait for Bryce Harper to come back, because we got no offensive right now. Runs allowed, we allowed 29 runs, and we only scored 11 at the same time. So our differential for that is negative 18. Not good right now. Astros, look for them because they're always a hot team. I don't know if Dusty Baker's still the head coach for them right now, but I know Justin Verlander left. He's with the New York Mets right now with Max Scherzer, and that's about it. Yankees as well. I mean, that's the hot team. If you want to look out for a team this year in the American League, because National League is set. The National League is complete dominant right now. But if you want to look for a team in the American League, watch out for the Yankees this year. They're going to be tough to play. Aaron Judge is obviously, he signed his contract with the Yankees. He's not going to the Giants. He's not going to the Padres. He's not going to any of them. He's staying with the Yankees. He's staying in the Bronx. He's staying with Giancarlo. And they got some new players out there that are young, talented people. So we'll look at it and see what happens to them. But I think that's all I got for baseball. We're coming down the stretch I'll give you the standings for basketball right now, because we're coming down to the stretch of that. The Bucks took first place in the Eastern Conference. I mean, it's not far behind the Celtics. 76ers got that 3rd spot. Cleveland Cavaliers guaranteed playoff, Knicks playoff, and then the play-in tournament for the East. What it looks like right now The Miami Heat have a chance to get themselves out of the play-in tournament. That's what they're trying to do this last stretch, obviously. Brooklyn Nets are 43-35. Miami Heat 41-37. So there's that 2-game differential between them, between the play-in and not the play-in. But right now we have the play-in tournament: Miami Heat, Atlanta Hawks, Toronto Raptors, and the Chicago Bulls on the eastern side. And then we go to the western side. We have the Nuggets, Grizzlies, and the Kings. And the Kings, who are back in the playoffs for the first time since 2006. Is either 2006 or 2009. So they can light that beam, and they made it to the playoffs. Phoenix Suns a little bit of a drought right now. LA Clippers in a little drought. But the Lakers are finally in it too. And hopefully with LeBron coming back, ready for playoffs, they'll have a good team for the playoffs. But right now in the play-in tournament, another close race here as well too. We got the Clippers and the Golden State Warriors 41-38, and we got the Lakers 40-38. So I know Lakers don't want to be in the play-in. I know they want to have a playoffs clinching spot. So look for them to have a good stretch this last couple games. And I know the Lakers are playing the Clippers either tonight or tomorrow night. So look out for that as well too. But right now in the play-in tournament, we have Lakers, Pelicans, Timberwolves, and OKC Thunder. Dallas Mavericks are out right now. And they're not out by much. Oklahoma City is 38-41. Dallas Mavericks is 37-42. So they're a game out right now. But Dallas should be okay. I don't know what's up with them. I mean, they just got Kyrie Irving. We obviously didn't know how that's going to work. 2 main ball handlers between Kyrie and Luka. Does it work? I don't know, because they're not in the playoffs right now. So hopefully they can come down to this last stretch, make themselves into the play-in, and see what happens there for basketball. I think that's all I got. I know hockey's starting to end soon too, so just watch out for them. But the Bruins, I mean, greatest team right now, so I don't know who's going to stop them, honestly. And then last but not least, we have the Masters this weekend for golf. So definitely tune in for that. Definitely tune in because I think Scottie Scheffler is going to have one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen. He's already playing absolutely amazing this past year of how many wins he's accumulated so far. And then him and Jon Rahm are just going to go at it this whole season between them and the FedEx standings. So definitely look out for that as well too. All right, like I said, I'm going to talk about tattoos next week because on the Hangout, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. It's going to be something different every single week. So I'll bring you some cool information, and yeah. So I'll check you guys out next week. Facebook, Monday 11 a.m. the Hangout, and peace out.
Thank you for watching The Hangout. If you want to be on the show, just contact me at 888-994-4995 Studio A. Thank you.